Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're back inside of Twisted Roblox and we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video. We're actually not going to be chasing tornadoes this video. As you can see by the title, I'm going to be doing a tips and tricks for beginner video because I got a comment on my last video that got 80 views. 80 views, guys. That's almost double like my best video but before that is almost double it, guys. Y'all do not know how much this means to me. Like, y'all are literally the whole world to me. I appreciate you guys so much. And it got 5 likes too, and we hit 30 subscribers, so this could be a 30 subscriber special. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over a tips and tricks video for beginners because I got a comment saying I should do it, and I feel like I should do it. So the first trick that we have today is to always, if you have reflectivity, always go for this tail cloud right here. As you can see where this tornado is, there's kind of like this hook, like a fishing hook, and this is why it's called the hook echo. And always, like 9 times out of 10, the tornado is going to form right in this kind of circle that ends where like the hook stops, kind of. And yeah, and it also looks like a hook coming from up here too. But you always, if you see this on reflectivity while you're chasing tornadoes inside of Twisted Roblox, you always want to go for this. And guys, I'm also sorry if I sound a little bit different. I like literally just woke up. I'm recording this very early in the morning. So yeah, that's the first tip of the day. Always go for this little tail cloud. Next up, guys, if you're just starting out playing Twisted Roblox, do not go for the high-risk servers because the high-risk servers are gonna have strong tornadoes, which you might say, "Oh, that's a good thing. I want like strong tornadoes, right?" Well, if you're a new player and you've never like really done this before and you never really dropped probes, because whenever you're a new player, you're not gonna have the Tiv 2 unless you spend money to buy it. You're gonna have like a probe vehicle, and if you get too close to these tornadoes, they're gonna fling you, and then you're probably gonna rage quit, and you're probably never gonna want to play Twisted again. But guys, Twisted is an absolutely great game. Like, it's one of the best games out there for storm chasing on Roblox. So I mean, I would highly recommend this game to everybody that's watching this video. But yeah, so you want to go for like the marginal or to moderate risk because they're not going to have as strong as tornadoes, and you want to get practice. After you get a little bit of practice in those risks, then you can move up and start advancing how high the risk you go to. I do high risk for my videos just because I've been playing this game since 1.20, and so, you know, I've had like, well, 3 years almost of playing this game, so I know what I'm doing. And whenever you start playing, you're not going to be just like me. If I inspire you to do content like this, or even just to play this game, you're not going to be like me, and you need time and practice. So yeah, you just want to like just get practice in, and then you advance up your risk so you can get stronger tornadoes. 3 for this video is going to be buying the Scout vehicle. Now the Scout vehicle has 4 probes, which is the max amount of probes I think that a vehicle can have inside a Twisted. Now there's also the probe truck, and the probe truck is more expensive than the Scout. That's why I'm saying that you should get the Scout, because the Scout is absolutely so cheap. I forgot how much money you get whenever you first start out the game, but I'm pretty positive you can already buy the Scout. But they give you a free car, so don't go off and buy the Scout just yet. Use your free car to intercept or probe some tornadoes, because you need money for probes in this game. So use your free car for a little bit, but whenever you have like $9,300, I think it is. So yeah, it's gonna be, yeah, $9,300. So you're gonna have to have $9,300 saved up, and you probably want more than that so you can buy probes. So roughly we're talking about $12,000, which is pretty easy to get if you go and buy the Twistex tower probes. The Twistex tower probes are, yeah, I mean, they just get so much, they rack up so much money in this game. Like, whenever you're in high risk, I get like $8,000 off a good tornado just with one probe alone. So if I place another one down, I'll be making, you know, 16,000. And just imagine that in a high risk with this thing for 4 times that amount. So it's gonna be like $32,000. So I mean, yeah, that's just how much you can make if you get good probe intercepts in this game with the Scout. Now the Scout is an absolutely amazing vehicle. It goes 110 miles an hour, and it just looks very cool too. Very, very cool. So yeah, this is tip number 3. God, I can't speak today, guys. This is tip number 4. Now, this is for like the very, very, very new players that have like never seen a tornado before, never seen a storm before, really. So you want to only focus on these red boxes, really, and you don't want to think about this. The yellow box does not mean that it's a tornado. This just means it's a severe thunderstorm, hence why it's got all this red. If you go watch my latest video, or not my latest video, the one that I made before my latest video that said how to read radar. If you watch that video, you'll understand Twisted Roblox a whole lot easier, because Twisted's radar looks pretty much identical to the real life radar. And yeah, this game is just crazy. But yeah, we'll get on to tip number 5. So, tip number 5 also has to do with the radar. So, whenever you have reflectivity on, it's kind of hard to tell where everything is going to be. And it's harder to tell like what wind speeds are going to be on a tornado, because you want to have the right amount of wind speeds on tornadoes so that you don't get flung and die when you intercept it. So, I'm gonna tell y'all to go over to velocity, and the only reason why I'm telling you to do this is because you won't be able to see a hook echo. So while the storm is forming, you probably want to be on reflectivity so you can see the hook. But whenever the tornado is on the ground, you want to use base velocity. And if you also go watch my video that I made, how to read radar, I will tell you everything about making velocity, because it honestly took me kind of a while to make that video, and it'll just be easier if you go watch that other video. But that is how you read velocity in that other video. But I'm going to sum it down for you guys. So, anything that is like below the black or the white pixels right here means that it's going to be weak enough to where you can intercept it good. But you can also intercept tornadoes on the white and black pixels if you have the Tiv 2, Dominator 3, or sometimes the Dominator 2, it just depends. But I would say the Tiv 2 for like the ones that have 4 white pixels or 4 black pixels, because that means they are extremely violent. And yeah, and some of them, or most of the tornadoes in this game, if you're in a high risk, they're pretty unsurvivable if you pull a good high risk. So yeah, let's get into tip number 6, I think it is now. Tip number 6, read your thermos. Your thermos will tell you everything you need to know. Like, this would be a good day. So what you want is, you want this to be orangish red. You want your cape to be orangish red. Now you want your temperature to be around 80 degrees Fahrenheit, but it can go all the way down to 60 and it'll be a completely fine day. So 0 to 3 kilometer lapse rates, you want to be at around like an 8. That'll be a good number. P-watt, you want this to be low, because if your P-watt's high, then you're going to have rain-wrapped storms and rain-wrapped tornadoes. Now your surface RH, you want it above like a 60, but this is really good. The surface RH just tells you how fast the storms are going to fire up and how fast they're going to strengthen. Dew point, you want it to be kind of the same as temperature, but a little bit higher, honestly, probably like 80. 3 cape, you want 90, like it's at 97, but I would go for like a 120 3 cape. That'd be a good number. 3 to 6 kilometer lapse rates, you want at least above an 8. SRH, you want at least above like a 480. That's a good number. And then the 700 to 500 millibar relative humidity, it's just the same as this. STP, you want above like a 10, and a VTP, you want like above a 2, I think. And then most storms in this game move northeasterly, but this one's actually moving southerly, like southeasterly. But it's favoring the south, so it's like basically south. Or no, I'm an idiot, guys. I am dumb. That is east. East. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. But yeah, so this will tell you where the storms are going. So you need to know. This will help you know where you need to position yourself, because like if it says the storms are moving northeast and you're like, oh, I gotta go to the northeast so the tornadoes will be coming to me. You never want to be behind the tornadoes. You want to be in front of the tornadoes if you're probing. So this is going to be the last tip of the video. But if you have a little bit extra Robux lying around, or if you have Robux, come on, what I would recommend you guys getting is going to Game Passes and going to get Infinite Fuel. Now, Infinite Fuel is a absolute game changer because in this game, if you don't have infinite fuel, you're gonna have to fuel up ever so often, and it adds up a lot, honestly, if you're a new player. So I would get infinite fuel, that way you never have to refuel again. That's what I bought, and I've never had to refuel any of my cars ever again. It just helps out so much. The next one I would get is the 2x income game pass, because this will basically double your earnings. So the reason why I make 8,000 on a probe means that it was gonna be 4,000, but I bought this one, and now I have, you know, now I have now I have 8,000. So I would highly recommend these two game passes right here. And another one that I would recommend if you just have like a lot lying around would be the National Weather Service access. It doesn't grant you anything money-wise. I just think it's cool that you can go to buildings and rate them like a level from EF0 to EF5. I just think that's really cool in this game. And if you're trying to be a Twisted YouTuber, I would highly suggest getting this drone, because if you play on PlayStation 5, you don't have a free cam, and the drone's the best thing you can get, really. So, yeah. So that is going to be all the tips and tricks for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I actually hope this helped out, because I tried a lot into this. I put everything I kind of could into it. So yeah, guys, but like I said, thank y'all so much for getting my last video to 80 views. I mean, that is just an absolutely crazy milestone I thought I would never achieve in this game. Sorry, lightning's very loud. But if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button. We're on the road to 100 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the year. And yeah, guys, y'all mean so much to me. I couldn't appreciate y'all anymore. And if you want to see another video idea, drop it down below in the comments. That's what happened with this video. I got it in a comment yesterday in my last video. So yeah, guys, just tell me a video idea and I'll be happy to do it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. And it's probably gonna be soon, because I got a high risk day right after this.